guys. Okay, so today I'm going to do two different videos because I was going to make empanadas, but it's turning out to be a little more of a project than I thought it was going to be because I couldn't find the already made shells. So we're going to give it a go and make our own dough. So the first video will be how to make empanada shells, dough, and then the second one will be how to make the filling, which obviously is going to be to whatever your liking is. If you want them plainer or if you want more stuff in them, it really depends on you. So I have some plastic wrap, a bowl, salt, baking powder. Let me just show you. 1 stick of butter, 3/4 cup of water, and I have some all-purpose flour. So those are our ingredients that we're going to need to make this. Oh, and an egg. Let me grab it. Finally got everything out. Sorry, guys. So we are going to need 1 egg. So first we're going to start off by mixing the dry stuff first. So we're going to need 3 cups of the flour, all-purpose. You don't want the self-rising, apparently. I've never made these before, so we will see. My friend, Miss Kelly, made hers, but she was able to find the already made dough, so we're going to have to just see what we get here. You're going to want to use a little bit of extra flour to knead your dough, too, and I have the plastic wrap laid on my countertop, so when I'm done mixing this stuff, I'm able to just knead, and you have to knead for 5 minutes. So you do a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of the baking powder, not baking soda, baking powder. There is a big difference, even though it might look the same. Okay, so we're gonna just gently give this a stir. You don't have to get crazy with it, so they say. Just want to make sure that those dry ingredients are mixed well. So once we have that completed, we're going to add our water to this. We're also going to add 1 large egg, the whole thing. So just tap and break. Make sure you don't get any eggshells, unless you want to be crunching into those when you're having your empanadas. And then we're also going to have to mix in this butter. So you're going to want to cut this into small little pieces and then knead it into the dough. So Miss Ashley's just gonna cut, and you have to really be careful when you're cutting butter because you don't want to hurt yourself and slip with this knife, because obviously the butter, as it's been sitting out at room temperature, it's a little slippery, guys. So you don't want to cut yourself, and you're supposed to really keep your fingertips in when you're cutting. But for some reason, Miss Ashley's don't work like that. So, I'm a rebel without a cause. So, just make sure. And of course, Miss Ashley washed her hands before starting this video, as always. Because I'm going to be getting my hands right into this mixture. So, I definitely want to make sure they're nice and clean, so that anyone enjoying these can have it without Miss Ashley's germs. And it feels a little bit runny to Miss Ashley. Well, and we got this. Miss Ashley's phone decided to jump off of the bed. So we can try to get this up, because now my hand is covered in yucky stuff. Because it's looking like I need to add a little bit more flour. Ah, voila. So it just is not. You want a dough consistency. So I always say start off less and you can always add more. But once you add more, it's kind of hard to take it back out of the recipe. So, but I am familiar with making dough, and I know the consistency that we're wanting for this empanada, I'm pretty sure, is not liquidy like this. So you want to mash that butter in. If you can see, Miss Ashley's just got her hands right in there, and I'm just trying to kind of blend it in there. And it says you can use a pastry tool if you have one. Miss Ashley doesn't. I do have a really fancy blender that would probably make this project super, super easy, but I like getting messy, so I feel like I'm cheating sometimes with my fancy blender. So I'm just doing like a little handful at a time to try to get that consistency that we're looking for. But of course, once we knead it, it's gonna form a little bit more. So just make sure you flour your surface that you're working on. And then we're gonna simply pour this mixture. Try to get all of it out of there, because if you're missing a bunch, you're not gonna have as many empanadas. And it did say, though, I did read that the 5 minutes of kneading. So just get kneading. You got to work that dough. So once you do this and it forms a nice pliable dough that you're able to actually cut from and work with, you're going to cover this in your plastic wrap that you're working on. It'll be fine. Just wrap it up into a nice little ball. And then you're going to let it refrigerate for an hour at least before you start making the empanadas. So if you do it correctly, you can form the dough. And while that is in the fridge doing its thing, you can get all your other ingredients ready for your meat that you're going to be making. So Miss Ashley's going to show you that in the next video. So please stay tuned. And I'm going to keep kneading this dough. I don't want to talk to you and make you watch me do this for 5 minutes. But I'm going to just keep kneading this for another 4 or 5 minutes. And then I'll place it in the fridge. And I'll get back to you guys in just a few minutes so that we can go over how Miss Ashley prepares her filling for the empanada. So I hope you guys are enjoying this video. And I'll be back with you soon. See ya!